Okay, so I noticed some of you were having trouble with mixtures and solutions. So I'm going to demonstrate and tell you about the difference between the two just as a review. Okay, so let's start with mixtures. Mixtures are when two or more substances are mixed together and they can easily be separated. They keep their physical property too. So for instance, let's do an example. So I have some magnets in here. Some magnets. Okay, I'm going to put them in here. And I'm going to throw in some marbles made of glass. Okay, some marbles. Okay, so two or more items mixed together. They haven't, their physical property hasn't changed. One, I'll be able to easily separate them, and we'll separate them in just a minute. Okay, let's do another mixture. So I have some pork rinds here. Gross. My husband likes them. Okay, pork rinds, and I have some goldfish. Okay, I'm going to mix them together. Yeah, he would probably actually like this snack. Grayson just walked by Timmy, and Timmy's growling at Grayson now. And as you all know, Grayson is not Timmy's favorite. So I apologize for that. Okay, so we have our pork rinds and our goldfish, and their physical properties are still the same. Nothing has changed with the two, and I'll be able to easily separate them. Okay, and then let's combine. I have some nerds here, the candy nerds. Okay, and I'm going to combine some sugar. Okay, and their properties are the same. Oh, and there's Grayson again, walking by Timmy. Yeah. And I'm going to combine the sugar and the nerds. Okay, and I'll be able to easily separate them. Okay, so once again, a mixture, two or more items mixed together. They keep their physical properties, and you can separate them easily. So we'll separate those in just a minute. Okay, now let's talk about some solutions. Okay, so solutions is when one substance dissolves into another and it cannot be easily separated. Although you can separate some of them you can. And we'll talk about the ways to separate them, but I won't demonstrate that, but I will demonstrate how to separate some mixtures. Okay, so let's make some solutions. So I have some water right here, and I'm going to combine some half and half iced tea. Okay, one little scoop. I'm going to mix it up. So a new substance is also created. So the water isn't just water anymore. It's now iced tea, lemonade, flavored water. So, the powder dissolved into the water, and I will not be able to easily separate these. Now, this one I could separate, and we'll talk about that in a minute. And some of you already know where I'm going with this, but one has dissolved into the other. I've created a new substance. Okay. Some other examples of solutions would be if I were to combine food coloring and milk. I can't easily separate the food coloring and milk. A lot of things in your refrigerator are solutions, and a lot of things are mixtures, actually. Salad dressing, solution. Now, some salad dressings are mixtures when you have the oil and the water, because you can easily separate the oil and the water. Okay, so we have our solution. All right, and I'm also going to combine the sugar in this water in just a minute after we're done separating the sugar and the nerds. Okay, so now let's go back and let's talk about ways to separate mixtures and solutions. Okay, so let's talk about our mixture right here, marbles and magnets. Okay, so I could easily use my hand, right? I could use tweezers. The more obvious solution to separate this mixture is a magnet. Okay, so let's put my magnet in here. Okay, I've got 3 out so far. And 2 more. Okay, so I'm able to separate, and I'm left with my glass marbles. Okay, that's one way. Now let's talk about our pork rinds and our goldfish. Okay, I can also use my hand as well, or I could use tweezers. That might take a while, or I could use tongs if I didn't want to use my hands. Okay, and I can easily pull out the pork rinds and throw them in the trash because I'm not going to eat them. Just kidding. I won't waste food. Okay, so I can separate my pork rinds by using some tongs, or which are a large version of tweezers. Okay. Okay, and I can also use my hand. Okay, Now let's talk about our sugar and our nerds. Okay. I could certainly use tweezers, but and since I really have a lot of time on my hands right now, I guess I could. We're not going to do that. Okay. So I'm going to take our mixture of sugar and nerds, okay, and I'm going to put it through a sieve or a filter or a colander. There's multiple names for this. You will hear filter, sieve. We talked about this in class. Colander. Okay, now a funnel is different. A funnel is this. Now, if I put it through here, some of the nerds will fall through. So a funnel you may want to use for like rocks and water, or larger sediment and water, or something that can catch a larger item up here, and then the liquid can fall through. Okay, so let's use our sieve or filter or colander. Okay, I'm going to put it right here. And I'll even hold it up to show you. I'm going to place my, ooh, that was cool. So I'm going to shake it, get all of the sugar out of there, and I'm left with my nerds. Okay, oh, some of them did fall through, and that's okay. I can easily pick those up. Okay, now let's take, so those are ways to separate. Some other ones, I mean, there's multiple other ways to separate as well. Now let's go, oh, you could even use, if I have toothpicks, a bowl of toothpicks and marbles and water, I could easily separate that by, a bowl of toothpicks and marbles. I could separate that by pouring water in, and then the toothpicks would float to the top, and then I could just skim off the top of the toothpicks. Okay, so now I do want to show you that this is another solution. So here's water. I'm going to take the sugar from the previous experiment, and I'm going to pour it in here. And there were a few nerds in here, and I bet you they would dissolve too if I stirred long enough. Okay, so I'm going to take it and stir my water. Now the property of the water has changed too. It's now sugar water. A new substance was created. Hummingbirds like sugar water. I put a little red food coloring in there. Okay, so this cannot easily be separated. And one substance is dissolved into the other. The sugar is dissolved into the water. Okay, now let's talk about how to separate these two. Now, like I said, some solutions you can't separate. Okay, I wouldn't know how to separate some of the salad dressing in my refrigerator. Okay, so if I wanted to, I could boil a pot of water, put this in the pot, and evaporate the water, and what's left would be the powder from the iced tea mix, and that would work the same way with my sugar water. And my nerds are at the bottom, the few that got in there, and they're starting to, the color has come off of them, so they're starting to dissolve as well. And I would do the same thing. I would use evaporation. So evaporation would be a way to separate these two. And so lastly, I want to talk about one item that I have over here. That's actually kind of both, okay? I have this is Grayson slime. We got Foster one too. This is Grayson slime. Now slime is a solution because of the items that were combined to make the slime, and one was dissolved into the other, okay? But there's a bunch of glitter in here. So that would be a mixture. I could separate. Now, once again, I know I have a lot of time on my hands, and I mean, as fun as it sounds to separate the glitter from the slime, I think I can find something else to do with my time. But this is the mixture and the slime, the glitter, the confetti glitter and the slime is a mixture, but then the slime itself is a solution. Okay. All right. So I hope that helps you guys. And just submit your work when you're done. I hope y'all are doing well. See you soon.